What's going on, wrestling fans? It's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Derval Davis. And what happened last night at Survivor Series War Games was like incredible for some people, and for some people, they just hated it. So, but more so, let's say 25% hated it, 75% loved it, as far as the fans are concerned. And I don't even know where I'm coming up with these numbers, but I'm just talking about perspective and what I've seen and everything, and because I'm a fan, and I'm one of that 25% that when his music hit, I was like, oh no. I literally said to my girl, I was like, oh no. Said that to my girl and my daughter. I was like, oh no, man. I was like, nah, man, not this guy. Because listen, let's talk about the history. And if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about CM Punk. I'm talking about Chicago-made Punk. I'm talking about Phil Brooks. You know, the notorious locker room cancer. So anyway, let's go back to let's revise history. 2014, and this is going on 10 years. Literally 3 months from now, we'll make 10 years since CM Punk has last stepped foot in a WWE ring. It was Royal Rumble of 2014 when Kane eliminated him at the Royal Rumble, and pretty much he hasn't been back, and we all know the reason why. And we all had sympathy for him not coming back and not wanting to be with the company. We all understood a lot of mistreatment, a lot of things were going, incorrectly. A lot of things were going incorrectly with his career, as far as him not, him and mad that that these old timers come back taking money from the guys, and he was supposed to be the voice of the people, the voice of the company, the voice of the guys in the company, and we all believe that. And to an extent, it might be true. All these things that he said, the allegations against WWE, and his overall. Damn, somebody running across the street while I'm driving with a dog. Had to slow down. Crazy, but anyway, him being the voice of the people, the workers in the locker room and stuff like that. Yeah, and being a locker room leader, some people didn't believe that. Roman Reigns, at the time was coming up. The Shield was there. A lot of things, a lot of stories since 2014 when he went in Colt Cabana, his best friend at the time. Then you find out that he's now no longer his best friend for various reasons and stuff like that. So, 2014, Punk is in a good light. 100% can't do nothing wrong. I was looking for this guy. Everybody show up, hopefully come back. We all chant CM Punk in the live events. Gotta turn down this heat because it's a nice day today. It's not too bad. We all were, he was the voice of the people, and we did want to see change in WWE. We know he was being force-fed certain things, and we wasn't like feeling it. But in hindsight, Vince was right. Roman is the man. It's just the way they went about it was incorrect. We were looking for a change. We were looking for the Daniel Bryans of the world to pop up, and that's what happened that year. Batista was booed out of the building. It was a lot going on, and CM Punk was mad at these guys coming back to Rock the year before, Batista this year, and it just, we get it. We totally get it. Even though these nostalgia acts were great and we loved it, the guys in the locker room that's banging 365 days a year wasn't getting their just due for it, and it's understood. So Punk cannot do no wrong. Punk decides to go to MMA. He's in MMA, and this is when you start seeing you start seeing the little kinks in his armor fall off and everything. Like, he's not what we thought. He's not the Superman that we thought he was. He can't fight one-on-one. He can't in an MMA setting. He's actually garbage. And more power to him for trying. That's all you can really ask. Then it comes down to the Colt Cabana thing, and it's Punk's ego seemed like it came to play when it came to that. And was Colt really wrong? I'm not going to go into the whole story about that and everything. That's a whole different video, if anything. But there was that play. So King started falling off his army. Like, hey, is this guy like really like a narcissistic asshole or whatever? And you know, it just so happened that, you know, he potentially is. Sorry, I got to speed up over this guy because he's driving like it's Sunday, and it is Sunday, but he's a Sunday driver. But anyway, had to cut him off. Had to go around him. But let's get back to what we're talking about. CM Punk is back with the WWE. And from the time he left, his stock dropped in the eyes of certain fans. Of course, we're in Chicago. The pop for that is going to be unreal. The pop for Punk, anytime he shows up in Chicago, if he buys a sandwich in Chicago, will be insane. The pop for him anywhere in Chicago will be insane. Taking the shit in the toilet in Chicago will be insane because it's a Chicago guy and they love their guy. Like certain places, Philly like their guys in Philly, ECW. New York guys, New York people like New York people, you know? So it made sense. If he's gonna come back for one of the big fours, Survivor Series in Chicago, let's sign him up. So Punk, going back to 2014 and time he's in MMA and stuff like that, you know, we find out, you know, he tries to act. I watched a movie with him in it. It was pretty. I liked the movie. My girl didn't like it. It was on Netflix. I forgot the name of it. He bought some house somewhere and he's fixing it up, and he looked like a regular guy. And I liked Punk in that movie. He was actually not bad as an actor. A little stiff, but you know, that's just, you know, a beginner at his craft. So Punk's now WWE. Left WWE, came back after the MMA stint and everything to do their little talk show thing for like maybe like a few months, not even a year. He did it for a few months, and it was like kind of weird seeing him in a WWE capacity. So, but it's not officially a WWE return because it wasn't an in-ring thing. It was just more so he wasn't coming out to the crowd. Crowd wasn't popping. It was more so for a show. And, you know, could you consider him a WWE return? Many people's eyes, it wasn't. But a lot of people forget about that little few months. I think it was like maybe 2018, 19. It's definitely before COVID. And he came back and he had a little talk show, whatever they call it, the talk or whatever. And it was I didn't watch it. He didn't move needles, and I think that was a test run to see if he moved needles again. And you know, it was like a lot of time passed. It was at that point, it was maybe more than half a decade, and people were like, yeah, all right, it's just this talk show thing, whatever. Nobody's like going to see you in the ring. So then to come and find out, you hear that he's moonlighting with AEW. He gets into an AEW ring. You know the whole AEW saga. You know, we don't really have to even get into that. It is what it is. It was a shit show over there. The whole thing with the Young Bucks, not really a fan of them either. But you know, but that to me, I still liked Phil. I even liked Phil before he signed with AEW, and I was like, all right, it's inevitable. Has to sign with AEW. He's not gonna come back to WWE in WWE ring if he's the man of his word, or if you know they pay him enough, maybe he would. But he decides to go to AEW, and then this is when I don't watch AEW, not an AEW fan. I don't follow nothing really like that. I hear it. I hear certain things, you know, here and there, you know, while I listen to WWE stuff. And the cancer that he was, or became as a AEW employee or AEW wrestler. Just the cancer that he became. Oh my goodness. Sorry, people don't know how to drive, man. People don't know how to maneuver, go around people. Sorry, and people drive super slow. They see you trying to go somewhere. I'm going to work right now. They see you trying to go somewhere, and then they want to pull up in front of you and then just move like 5 miles below the speed limit. But Punk in AEW was mind-blowing how much of a cancer he became. He was looked upon as a cancer, as somebody that you can't rely on to lead the company, because he's going to bring down the locker room. And then next, the numbers weren't where, I mean, his numbers were bigger for his events and shows. It was bigger, but in a AEW capacity, it wasn't what WWE could bring to the table as far as pushing him. So people compare that like, oh, he didn't push this number, he didn't push that number, but it was bigger compared to the shows that he wasn't on. Oh God, this person is in front of me, and they turned into. So it wasn't to what he's what he normally pulls in WWE. So on the WWE platform, he's a way better performer, and pretty much a way better employee, in a sense, because he's going to pull those numbers potentially in WWE. He's going to pull better numbers than what he's pulling in AEW. He's going to have bigger matches. Roman Reigns of the world, Seth Rollins of the world, Drew McIntyre's potentially. And then let's go into what happened last night when he showed up. A lot of WWE fans, a lot of WWE wrestlers, I don't know if this is a work or a shoot, but like a lot of them weren't like, let's think about this, man. Like you came, Randy Orton was coming back. This was advertised. The pop for that was unreal. It was unreal. Even though my daughter was crying, couldn't really hear the pop as much as I want to hear it. It was unreal, as expected. The RKO off the top of the building was epic. One of his top 10 easily. But for some reason I kept it on because I knew that it was finishing. I knew it was over. The match was over. Yeah, I had other things to do, but I sat there, and then some reason I wasn't thinking. But then I heard, CM Punk's music, and I'm like, oh no. I was like, no. But then the reaction from Drew McIntyre, as you all probably know by now, because I do shit late, because I do shit with my time, really, because I can't, after work and kids and shit. The reaction of Drew McIntyre, he was livid, man. He stormed out and everything, and he has talk, and now CM Punk is the person that he didn't want coming back. He is the nostalgia act that comes and sucks up people's money, sucks up people's bread that they could get, and maybe that's how Drew feels. Drew carried the WWE in the COVID year, and fighting in empty arenas, fighting in front of big screen, with nobody there, and playing and the guy carried it, and he did not get another run with the belt. Same thing, like how Kofi didn't get another run with the belt, but it's sickening that this guy could be a huge star on the level of a 1B or 1A to Roman, and they're not, they have him mid-card level, and it's I think it's 3 talents on the WWE roster that's really being wasted right now. Drew is falling into that category, along with Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles. And we'll get back into AJ Styles, because I think he's a great first match for CM Punk right there, because they need to do something with AJ. and he's totally forgotten. Now we got some deers crossing in front of me. This is an interesting ride. I gotta slow down for these. Go, bro. Like literally like 4 deers. Okay, great. All right, so I feel these guys, and of course the Street Profits too, are also underutilized talent. But CM Punk, the Rybacks of the world, the Young Bucks of the world, they're not happy about this, and rightfully so. Like, it's I'm 95% sure he's a locker room cancer in AEW. I don't know if that was on purpose. Seth Rollins didn't want him back. They dealt with him. Drew dealt with him when they were there, and some people, you're not in the middle with him. You either love the guy or you hate the guy. And the way it sounds, a lot of good people, which Seth is really well liked backstage. Drew is loved, and he's a great guy in this WWE locker room. Great interview. He seems like he has disdain for this guy being back, and it might be other reasons. This might be a work. Might be other reasons, because he's not getting paid. His contract's up in April. He's not getting paid, but you're going to pay this guy to come back, be a nostalgia act, take away money from us. I get it. We get it. Totally could see his anger and his frustration there. But let me know what you think, man. I'm already going close to 20 minutes. I have to get to work and shit. I'm tired, but I have to go in today. It's a Sunday. Phil Brooks is back. CM Punk is back. What do you think? Think Drew and them have a good gripe, a reason to be angry? AEW, think everything that happened in AEW is accurate? You think it's a good move for WWE? Definitely gonna tune in on Raw. Definitely gonna move the needles now. He moved the needles in AEW for AEW's level. They have a ceiling, in my sense, in a sense, in my view. Excuse me, that's what I was trying to say. They have a ceiling, whereas WWE has a way higher ceiling, so the numbers are going to be higher. That's why people are like, oh, he didn't really move numbers in AEW. He did for the shows that he was on. Yeah, his numbers were higher, but compared to what he could do in WWE, no, it's a big difference. It's a big difference, and those numbers are going to be high on Monday. I'm predicting. Next pay-per-view, first match, it's going to be high. Now, do you hot shot it, have him go after Seth right away, go after Drew right away? Drew's a heel right now, or do you give him the good, safe matches with somebody that's underutilized, like an AJ Styles? Or do you make him look Herculean in a return and have him go against somebody powerful like Bobby Lashley, have him job for him? Because that's where these guys are at now, AJ and Bobby and them, so but you put them in a big feud and you get their name up again. Do you put them in those situations? I don't know how it's going to work against Seth. I mean, it worked for Seth and Cody, with Cody coming back. But at that time, Seth was a heel. Now Seth is a babyface. So let me think about your ideas, your views, and everything on Phil Brooks coming back. I spoke long enough. I'm your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis. You have a good one. Talk to you later.